Vegas from Zanzibar here. Good morning to the East Coast. Good morning to the West Coast, family.
Right. Hello, hello.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
So today we're talking about safety first, how your family's security is top priority, and some of the ways that we were able to do that and have been able to do that since moving abroad, leaving the United States. So that's what we'll be talking. We'll just be hanging out for a little bit. Before we get into it, we want to make you aware our next Move Abroad and 3 Easy Steps workshop is coming up in May. So to get the full dates in May and breakdown, payment link, ticket link, all that's in the description of this video. Daniel and I will also sometimes throw it into the live chat here so that you can get on top of that, because early bird pricing has begun. I can't remember when it ends, but you'll have a few weeks. So if you're excited to work with us in a live Move Abroad session and you'd like to get your early bird tickets, as of this video at the very least, now's the time to do that. So we're always excited to work with you guys and hope you guys know that moving abroad is possible and is as easy as you'd like it to be. So without further ado, we're gonna get into some of these safety tips and things that have helped us. We've lived abroad for 4 going on 5 years now. Mom and Dad are happily retired.
Yes.
Yep. And they're still getting y'all's money.
Yes, doing well.
All right.
Yes.
So, okay, well, let's go ahead and jump right on in. Thanks for the link, Daniel. So what was the first thing you reminded us of, Dad? What do we got up here?
I talk about enrolling with the embassy in your area, the nearest embassy. They have a thing that's called the STEP program, which is Smart Travel Enrollment Program. So you can do that from your phone. At first I did not do it, but then I went ahead and did it, especially things going on the way they are.
Yeah.
And what you're going to get is email notifications
Nice.
if there's something popping off.
That's good, yeah.
I think what people need to realize though is that when you enroll in that program, it does not mean nor does it guarantee that they're going to evacuate you. They don't do that. It's just a notification via email.
Information.
You're right.
Kind of like your Citizen app.
Citizen, yes.
Yeah, whereas you're getting it, I mean, everything you're getting on your phone, but Citizen app is its own platform that is that's way more convenient and more alert-like than email, because sometimes you're not always checking your email. But this is good to have. I'm not disparaging the platform. Just if you've heard of Citizen app, that's something we still have.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's good that you would clarify and draw that analogy, because people need to understand it. Because what I find is people, their minds will run away with what they want something to be versus the reality of what it really is. And so this is just a notification program. As I said earlier, if something's popping off, they're not going to evacuate you. They're not going to provide you with shelter. They're not going to give you food.
Maybe let you know if the local army, they might let you know if something's been deployed. That doesn't mean they're sending forces to come protect you or create a perimeter.
Right, they're not going to
Yeah.
send any forces to protect you.
They're just alerting you.
It's information and it is an alert. So, but that's something you can do, because I guess as we go through things here, they're all slices to the pizza pie that form the whole pie. So one of them, of the things we'll mention, they don't stand on their own. You got to use those in conjunction with something else. So there's the STEP, S-T-E-P, STEP program.
That's great. And yeah, this is not an exhaustive list, guys. We can't tell you everything, but we are going to share with you what is and has worked for us. And so that's one of the first things that we have up here. We also have Mark Yourself Safe on Facebook. A lot of us are still on Facebook. We are, we talk to family, friends, cousins, checking on the grandchildren. And that's something Facebook implemented a few years ago in the wake of, a lot of natural disaster, hurricanes, you name it, you can list it for anything. There were a lot of, not sure what we can say on YouTube, but sometimes there's some pew going on in public areas. You can list yourself safe if something like that breaks out at the local mall or wherever you're at. Family, anything you'd weigh in on about that? Good way to mark yourself safe virtually.
So
think it's,
right now.
I think that's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
excellent thing, actually, because a lot of people are on Facebook.
Yes.
And
Right.
so someone else might see it
Mhm.
and could notify your family
Family,
members
yes.
how it's going. And I like the way it just simply says, I'm in this location and I'm marked safe.
Yep,
Right,
blue
right.
flag and things like that. So that's just a great way after you have moved abroad to just let people know if you're still on Facebook. You don't have to do anything else on it if you don't want to. But that's a good way to do that. So we're just moving along here, and as things come to us, we'll chime in. There's join right on the heels of that, other online country groups. This is something we get really in depth in the workshop as it would happen. But some of the examples that we're a part of are Facebook, WhatsApp, the expat app, that's XPAT app. There's also things like Threads, that's an extension of Instagram, of just communities specific to the place you want to go to. Could be Zanzibar, El Salvador, Portugal, wherever. You just basically type into Google or your search engine, Americans in whatever country, just fill in the blank or something like that.
I wanted to make a comment about the WhatsApp group. I know when we started doing that, because, you know, we're abroad, and we started giving the numbers to our family members. Some family members caught on very well. They said, okay,
Yeah.
I'll get on that. So we converse that way. But then other family members that maybe aren't regularly communicating on the phone a whole lot, it's like I would send messages and I would wonder why I'd never hear back, and it'd just be sitting there, and they're like, oh, even, and this is like years going by, they're still not used to the fact that even though they're in the States, they don't readily use it, but I'm trying to get them to understand, because we're abroad, maybe other people are, that's kind of how we kind of stay in contact with each other. So some of the things you really have to really push family or friends to get them to understand how it functions.
I really, go ahead, Danny.
Yeah, I was just gonna co-sign what Mom was saying. That does seem to be a thing. I don't know in the United States, especially when it comes to WhatsApp.
Yeah.
There's kind of this stigma, like, I think I was one of those people. I'm like, oh, no, let me be quiet. But no, it's like when you're taking those steps, you know, when you're curious or when you're serious about moving abroad and you want to broaden your horizons, this is good to bring awareness to the power of WhatsApp. People have like WhatsApp shirts here. They got bags. It is a great asset to have in your pocket with you at all times, or on your laptop. There's a WhatsApp app on your laptop. WhatsApp groups are really powerful here. We do go in depth on this in the workshop, like Josiah said, but it's great, especially for those specific countries.
That's right.
Speaking about Threads on there, that might seem kind of new to people. I use it quite frequently, sometimes in private settings, but you see people on there talking about, man, I can't wait to go back to Tanzania, or man, I can't wait to travel to this place. And there are people all out there on these platforms, on these social media platforms, to encourage you to network with.
Right. Do you have something to say, Mom?
Yeah, I was going to piggyback or dovetail on what you were saying, Marlene, about the WhatsApp. Daniel kind of covered a little bit of it. The summary is this. I'm going to bluntly say to y'all, when you're outside of the United States, people use WhatsApp. You don't need it in the United States, but it would be good for you to go ahead and join it because it's free.
Yeah.
If you can get over paranoia and stuff like that, you're going to have free video calling and all that.
That's right.
And so when you're in whatever country it is, it's very common people are on and communicating using WhatsApp. I guess the thing is the quicker you can get a hold of that, the more, I guess it'll help you that much more. The other thing is when you belong to groups like that, other people who are in the same country as you, whether it's Japan, whether it's Portugal, whatever, they are, how can I put it? They, like the Facebook, because you're in a closed group and app, they may be checking on your status also.
That's right.
So you have more people who are aware of how you're doing.
Of how you're doing.
It's like a virtual neighborhood.
Yeah, in fact, let's talk about that some more. You're right, because some of the rewards we've enjoyed are like learning about real estate, learning about hospitals, government buildings that we've needed to know about, both here in Zanzibar and when we were in Rwanda. I said government buildings, things about the police, things about where you can shop for mustard if you need it, or dentist. Our family put me, maybe you're in it too, there's a South Africa group I am still in, actually. There's an Americans Expat Life WhatsApp group that I'm in. There's entrepreneurship, like selling things. Y'all are telling us about that here. In our community, I know Americans think it's a scam because it's I don't know what the term is, but it's like it's unique to its country, United States. Again, you're not really thinking about it because you're enjoying the connectivity within the United States, so you don't think about WhatsApp. But when you start moving abroad, things like WhatsApp, Signal, Telegrams, the group app, these things help you reach each other because there's a different country code for the United States than Tanzania. You can't reach people. It costs money.
You know what? I'm going to say what we're not saying, and that is actually, we have a level of the world revolves around the United States.
Yeah.
And when you get outside of the United States, you realize that's not true.
Right.
And so the connectivity of other platforms, other, I don't know, internet providers, all that kind of stuff suddenly hit you in the face. And you get in the flow of the world. Like there's more than going on vacation to the Caribbean, for example, or something like that. It's like, which I don't know, is a revelation to some people. So I mean, just to put it out there and say it. That's
exactly. And to save money and things. Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was just agreeing. There's more than just Hawaii. There's more than just Jamaica. There's a lot of different countries to go to. Something that also hit me is, again, Tanzania is a country on the continent of Africa. There are several countries. They all have different country codes, like I was speaking about. Besides the openness of the different culture here, it could also be because each country is a different country. They're different. So they're
different data plans, things. I mean, that does start to get into the phone itself. But it's like I've got numbers of friends in Nigeria. Our aunt is in El Salvador, and we all communicate freely and easily. Just check the time zone. Freely and easily on Facebook or WhatsApp. Facebook owns WhatsApp, for example. Again, if you don't like Meta, it's okay, but we're doing just fine, and it's just one more thing to sidestep stress and remain that much more connected. That's good. Stay that more connected. Because didn't you put us on, we needed the Magenta plan and things. We got off of Verizon. We got off T-Mobile. You still want to do things like that, but after you've changed carriers, you can still access things like this here. Did you have something else, Dan?
No.
Go ahead.
I would just say, I understand people being cautious of Meta and stuff like that, but just know, there is no one thing all for safety.
Perfect thing.
Like, the world license and everything is,
nothing.
You're not going to find that place. You're describing New Jerusalem. So it's we use Signal. That's something that we would go more in depth on the workshop, but it's a bit more secure of an app. And WhatsApp has features like disappearing messages. I know that was huge with Snapchat 10 years ago, but there are ways to better protect yourself and to know what not to speak about on these platforms. But if you use it in a responsible way,
especially for your family.
It'll be okay.
So I got a quick survey question. Whenever you're seeing this or now, do you see yourself using WhatsApp? Yes or no to WhatsApp? That just curious. Just a little survey poll. Put it in the comments, please.
The last thing I was saying to you guys move on is, again, WhatsApp, it's an app on your phone. So again, you're just moving your thumbs. You're just going to. It's not that much of a hassle. It's just an extra app
And the
on your
Apple
phone.
App
It's
Store,
free. Yeah.
Google Play,
Yeah.
and again, you can put a lot of these apps, texting and calling apps, regardless, on your desktop. That was good. We've helped you and mom
Yeah.
do that for convenience, for multitasking. We're doing things with business or talking to grandma or
Yeah.
things like that. You can migrate, if that's the right term,
Mhm.
these things from your phone to your desktop, and it just makes connectivity even better. Dad, I was wondering, was there anything you want to say about the Expat app?
Oh, sure. So Josiah was describing the Expat app, APP, to you, which is simply the letter X and PAT.
Yes,
We're
So-
all on that.
yeah.
It's kind of fun because you have people all over the world
Yeah.
who have dived into this
Mhm.
app,
Mhm.
and they might do things like ask questions. For
A
example,
lot of questions.
thinking of going to Bangkok, Thailand,
Mhm.
who's there?
Right.
And what restaurants do I want to go to? What malls do I want to go to? I'm thinking about living a little bit outside of town, and I'm looking to spend this much. Where can I stay?
Right,
Yep.
right. Apartment, house, whatever.
right.
You're right.
Medical, yeah.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
important, what did you call them, Dad? Key sites. People are
Key
wondering
sites, yeah.
what type of stores are there, what's reliable dentists, hospital, medical facilities, you name it.
I think also that people post articles in there.
Mhm. There are
people-
entrepreneurs in there too, yeah.
Yeah.
Trust.
People are asking questions. It's just a great virtual community
Mhm.
that's got a travel mentality.
Yes.
So you're interacting with them.
If there's more you want to say about that, go for it. Can you also weigh in? Doesn't Travel Noir have an app? You just got the Travel Noir app, right?
Yes, I did. That's brand new, or not brand spanking new, but
They
new
just
to me.
like rolled it out.
And so Travel Noir,
Mm-hmm.
they
Black-owned company about moving abroad either as an
Yeah.
expat or vacation, retirement, whatever.
so it's pretty cool. I guess the thing is, I saw articles in there, and it was really nice to have suggestions from Black perspective as what's available, where you want to go, what's trending right now. You learn all kinds of things. I'm not sure if I think I saw this in there. There was an article, and I'll go into more detail about it, maybe in a video. If people want more detail on this, just put T in, Travel Noir, if you want a video on it. But basically, the thing is, there was an article from the Wall Street Journal from 2025, and the article talked about for the first time ever, more people have left the United States than are coming into the United States.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's
They
true.
even gave a ballpark number of people leaving, like 180,000 in a year or something like that. That's a lot of people, because you think a year.
Yeah.
And so the number's really on the upswing, as well the white South African. This was not in that article. This was something else I saw today. White South Africans are moving back to South Africa, the ones that the
Oh, right,
president brought over. They're saying it's dangerous to be living in the United States. The prices are high. It's got these things that are going on about it. And yes, everywhere's got their concerns, and you're the common denominator. But the thing is, them coming here wasn't what they thought it was going to be, and so South Africa is making it easier for them to come back, to return home. Anyway, so on these various apps and things that we're talking about, that's where you can get specific information and learn the goings and comings of things and what's happening.
And things. You can also do that briefly on Threads. Daniel mentioned that. It's an extension of Instagram for those of you who are social media. You don't have to get all of them. But again, a lot of this stuff we talk about, some of the best research you'll do in general is to help you organize information. One of the reasons we've been blessedly so successful living abroad is how we have decided to organize things. That's more we talk about in the workshop, by the way. We just want to make sure that you are aware of it. And Threads is a good way to organize, because they have what are called, I guess, communities on Threads.
A little bit, yeah. It's like in the beta form. Like Threads is somewhat like Twitter and Facebook almost.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, so it's really big on social. What is it?
Community spirit,
Yeah.
maybe is what you're trying to say. Like you and I were talking about how you can get a lot of good engagement about the same things Dad was talking about, survey questions, where's good places to eat, safe places, and there seems to be a lot of community spirit on Instagram Threads right now, and it's organized pretty well by, again, it's kind of like if you hashtag in Threads, when you do that, it automatically turns into a bold-faced community in the top right corner of your screen, basically. You can bookmark it to your profile.
Yeah.
I'm in some for Leave America, Living Abroad, South Africa, East Africa. And the coolest thing is we as the users we make everything on social media. But in this case, you're making directories of anything that you're interested in. In this case, we're talking about key things to know about, key facts and experiences. People talk about retirement. They have communities for retiring abroad. So those are things for you to
Yeah, I think you could probably treat Threads in the same way that we've said to treat YouTube. You could probably make a Threads account that is strictly for travel. So let's say your name is Jennifer. You could put Jennifer or Jen Travels, and you could make a Thread account and only follow travel stuff. And the algorithm, which is always designed to keep you on the platform as long as possible, because you are focusing so much on travel, it's just going to keep giving you travel information. So you could probably do that as well with Threads. You could create just a travel account, and you'll keep getting that because they want you to stay on.
So just options for connectivity. The next thing we had here was make 2 physical family friends in the country you're interested in. So after you've moved, try to make at minimum, just starting out, family. What's our experience been like? How would you chime in?
Well, we were blessed that when we did move,
Yes.
the first country we went to, that we had friends that had gone ahead of us. And so
We were in
that was
Rwanda.
really good because we were able to talk with them ahead of time. They were telling us, in packing, what to pack, what not to pack, just what's available there, what's the climate. It's like they were boots on the ground people to let us know what it was going to be like when we got there. And so that was very, very, very helpful. And then we met other people as we got there, but it was really good to know ahead. I'm not saying it's going to be everyone's situation to know somebody before you go, but we did. But then once we got there, we were able to establish some other friendships too, because they had friends they met, and then we met other friends too. So that really helped us in reference to different stores to go to, banking, all the things that we would need to know about while we're there in a new place. So that was very helpful.
Anything else y'all would share? No? But that's just something to do. They can be local. We'll get into more of that in a minute. But if there's anyone, hey, what's up, Miss Tracy? Members only.
Hey, Tracy.
Good morning. Those are just things to do. So is that you can navigate the places that you're in. That helped us with shopping. That
Yes.
helped us with
The banking too.
that helped us with the banking here as well. So the next thing we had on here was there are also these things called corruption indexes that you can find online. Again, we actually do go more in depth in this in the workshop with people, but these are things you can find that are updated regularly, hopefully daily, but of just things that are going on in the world, and you can search by continent, by country. They have, each index has its own rating system. They more or less overlap numerically with colors and things like that. Usually green means, something's very favorable or something like that. Red usually means steer clear, but it just depends on what ones that you check out. But you can find all of these on Google. These are ways to sidestep any danger. This is also good for helping you definitely before you board the plane to move abroad. So research natural disasters. We were looking into things. We made sure that typhoons and tsunamis weren't landing here.
Yeah,
Prevalent here. You know?
That's funny because your mother and I we had done some trips deep in the Caribbean, and but kind of backed off of that because you're gonna get the hurricanes and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, going down to St. Kitts and Nevis and things. As you go further south, you're out. You get outside of the realm. But anyway, we had gone to Hawaii, and Marlene and I. And what's funny is, I think in the last week in the news, a volcano erupted on Kauai.
Wow.
The island of Kauai.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, y'all double check that on me. But and it's funny because while you and I were there on one occasion, we took the helicopter from
Oh, to the
The big-
Oahu, to the Big Island.
yes, yeah,
To the Big Island.
and I remember we're walking on this black stuff,
Sand.
The black sand?
Go
Yes.
stand for me now.
and
Black sand.
I was like, "There's a volcano. This thing is a
Real.
mountain. It's for
Right.
real."
On
And-
fire.
And I'm from the prairie, so there ain't no volcanoes on the prairie.
Right.
And I'm like, who's to say this thing don't go off over here? And
my
when you
gosh.
know it, since we've been left the United States, there have been now a couple of eruptions.
Yes.
A bad one earlier, a few
Yes.
years back in Hawaii, and now this that's taken place in the most recent news. And I guess I was thinking of St. Kitts because we went
Yeah.
to a place there
Oh, that's right.
where it was the black rocks and all
Yes.
that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, again, islands don't float. Islands are not something floating like Avatar.
Right.
In the sky.
In the sky.
Islands are not floating in
No,
the
they're
water.
rooted.
They are the tops of mountains, which are usually volcanoes. and stuff.
Underwater.
Yeah, coming from below. So anyway, just this business. What we're all talking about is under the heading of research, and that's why it's good for people to do research. I was always
Yes.
amazed when I was helping people find federal jobs as an employee development specialist. I was always amazed that people would spend more time researching a 2-week vacation than they would a new job that they would spend a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years at.
Right.
I was always amazed at that, but I digress.
No,
Where
it's
are
okay.
we? Do the
Well,
thing.
speaking of research, there's so much to research, especially when you're planning your move
Yeah.
abroad.
Yes.
I want to take this time to give a shout out to our research guide that we have on our store. I'll put the link in the live comments here in a moment, but it really helps gets the ball moving. It helps get you that momentum. Something we've compiled a list of several different websites that cover different countries, a lot here on the continent, some outside if you're looking to move somewhere else. Because again, our thing is, move abroad. Even over here on the continent, it's like, hey, anywhere you want to go. So we do welcome you to grab our research guide. It's complimentary.
Yep, no cost to you. Daniel put it in the live comment link. Put the link in the live comment, excuse me, and it's also in the description of this video. So, yes, hey Miss Tracy and hey Miss Sherry, nice to see y'all.
Hey.
Having joined us for members only. If you're interested in that, stay tuned, okay? Next, we also have established one local friend. So local.
Yes. It's
So someone, go ahead, Lon.
someone that's from wherever you're going to, whatever country. Us being here, we have established quite a few local friends. Very thankful
Yes.
for that. People that let us know about, real estate, or let us know about just the cultural, knowing how to dress or how to speak, or just certain aspects that you wouldn't necessarily. I'm not saying you couldn't do research about it,
Yeah.
but it's nice actually having someone that's from where you're living that can tell you the nuances and the things about what's going on where you are day to day. So
It doesn't have to even be a different country than the United States. So I got a fast story. Okay, so we moved from the DMV to Los Angeles, California.
Good times.
And
We were there. Yeah.
I'm still working at that point in time. I'm not retired. And I'm taking the subway to work. And it's just a nice little 30-minute whatever journey, not near as bad as the DMV. And we were still not, 10 minutes from the ocean, as a matter
That's
of fact.
right, yeah.
And so everything's cool and fine. I encountered this young lady. I know what had happened. There was someone of notoriety who had
passed away. Was it? Maybe it was Nipsey Hussle or someone had
it
passed
might
away.
have been
A really big local person like him.
Right, and so there
Might
was
have been.
going to be challenges going past
That's right.
the Staples Center, and because I'm going through the heart of LA.
Downtown LA, yeah.
And so I did get off the subway and ride the bus as part of my transit, as a matter of fact. It was really smooth and easy. And so I realized, they said we all had to get off the train because of the situation. And I was like, it was not a emergency or anything like that. But I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know any other way to get to where Marlene's gonna be
Yeah.
picking me up
Right.
at the in the DMV. We call it a kiss and ride, where it's real quick, a drop off kind of a thing. And so and I'm introverted, so I'm not really trying to talk to people. Okay, that's against my religion.
No.
So anyway, and I saw this young lady, and I said, hey, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not from here. I don't know what they're saying over the loudspeaker to catch the bus to go on. So, and she said, come on, just stick with me. And we talked a little bit. And I ended up seeing her quite often on the train. In fact, I brought her over to the car
Oh, yeah.
weeks, months later, so that you would get to meet her. She was she was a city planner too. As
Nice.
a matter of fact, that was so impressive to me. I never met a city
City
planner.
planner.
But anyway, this is why you need a local friend, and it doesn't have to be a foreign country. But can you imagine
Yeah.
How much
how
better?
much better and how much more important it is if you're in a foreign country? You need to have tea with the local bakery person,
Right.
or you need to be a consistent shopper at the whatever the little market,
That's right.
and develop and nurture that friendship.
right.
Because they're going to say to you, oh, like there's flooding in Nairobi. They're going to tell you, oh, that's this area
Right.
down
Steer
here, and
clear
it's
there.
not in Westlands, or it is in Westlands and stuff like that.
Exactly, or where to go for other states, like maybe there's more crime-ridden areas, so that you can avoid those. That
Right.
helped us abroad as well, like South Africa when we were there, so that way we could enjoy safer areas of it. Local friends were able to tell us, oh, well, let's meet up here, or don't go here, or shop here. This can benefit you if you have a health issue, like mom had a health emergency in LA, and it would have helped if we'd known. It obviously worked out. This can benefit you, yes, if you're older, benefit your children too, from a health standpoint, educational, you name it. Just establish one consistent friend and give yourself time, especially if you're introverted. It might take you a little time to come out of your shell, but people start to see you on local transit. People see you at the local watering hole where everyone gathers to talk about the town news or whatever. You find lines of commonality or something. There are a lot of jerseys like this in Zanzibar because of the football and stuff. Maybe you'll talk about the local team. Just take your time. Don't put any pressure on yourself or anything, and you'll be okay just by establishing one friend. Okay? Thanks again, Just One. Thanks for joining us. We're glad to be sharing with you. Next, we also have join local physical groups. So we started getting into that with like where you shop. Some lists we have, we'll go through a few of these: Chamber of Commerce, Rotary Club, restaurant events, like the most popular restaurants, book club, dance club. Those are just some things that happen in our community. Dad, did you have anything about Chamber of Commerce or anything?
I guess from a business point of view, that and Rotary Club, those are the kind of places where you're going to rub elbows with the business people and understand what's going on. So if there's an economic situation that's going down, you could at least have some nudges in that area. But then again, let's just face it, people are people.
That's right.
And so you want to be in places where people are, and it's most easier when you do the things you naturally do. So many people are talking to us at times about businesses and having, whether it's the water stand that one brother has here, or whether or not it's a huge import-export business and he's
Yes.
got his own large, I don't know,
Warehouse,
30,000
yeah.
foot,
Right.
building or whatever. The point is, you get to interact with other people and have an idea of another way to connect in case there's something that you would need help with. You don't want to be detached from people. So we're showing you ways to attach. We're just taking time to be intentional about it and think about it. That's what this is about.
Exactly. So those are things that can help you here. I know we meet at the local cafe with folk pretty often. That's how we've gotten, as of late, investment plugs.
Oh, right.
The places that we wanted, new places that we're investing in
Yes.
right now. And that's because we frequent the cafe where everybody comes to hang out. Because also everybody's not like us. We moved as a family of 4. Some people moved as a couple. And of course, some of you will be solo travelers.
Yeah.
So depending on your personality, again, we're all generally pretty introverted, but that might describe you. So going to areas like this, where it's the local cafe, where you see the same people who also oftentimes they don't look disheveled, they don't look stressed, they're
Yes.
moving
Yeah.
pretty slow. They look like they got a gleam in their eye of like they have ideas about things. They look, maybe trustworthy. You can sit down, grab some coffee with them, ask them what's going on in the community if you're interested really in anything. For example, ours was investment.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about, like you say, meeting at the cafe area. You're meeting people that are coming from other countries. They might be American, but they're
Yeah.
coming from, I just came from Ghana, or I just came from Botswana or something like that, and they're
Yeah.
telling you about those areas too. They might say, yeah, we were thinking of getting a home there, or my son's in school, or whatever, so that you're getting that exchange too. And even the people here where we live, they're letting you know around the surrounding areas what's being built. There's a store at this where, there's a football field there. So you're finding out what is going on outside of where you live when you sit and talk with people. So that really helps too.
That's well put, Mom, well put. Last bullet point was things about arrival time. The main issues we wanted.
Oh, wait a minute. Can I mention the restaurants things? That's what you
Of
and I
course,
did.
yeah, jump in, yeah.
So, in the movie Hitch, if you've ever seen it before, the character Hitch, played by Will Smith, goes on a date at a cooking workshop.
Yes.
And so Marlene and I were wanting to get out and have some fun. We've gone salsa dancing, which we did in Puerto Rico too, as a matter of fact. And not that those are the only place you could do it. But we did do the cooking workshop,
Yes.
which was down at an Ethiopian restaurant. And it was actually a Jamaican vegetarian? Vegan cooking workshop. And so we're meeting people from different places, and you stay connected, you start seeing each other
Exactly,
progressive time. It's again doing the things that you might naturally do, and then doing things that maybe you just have an interest in that you don't do all the time.
Right.
It just positions you looking for ways to connect with people.
Yes.
That was a blast.
That was really good. It was like you said, the person, the chef, the lead chef is Jamaican. And then the restaurant that we were at, Ethiopian, the lady that owned it, she was there. And then another lady that owns a restaurant that's American from Philly, she came down. So we had, these 3 different people talking.
Nice.
And those of us that were there that gathered, there must have been about maybe 20 of us or something like that. And what we did was he would give us stations, and we would cut up the different vegetables, and then he would tell us about certain vegetables that he was using. He might say, well, this is known from, say, Guyana or something, or certain, so he would give you history on the vegetables or how certain food is cooked. If I was cooking this from this place, I might use this or something. So you got a lot of history and background in it. And then the people that you were with after we did the food and sat down and ate, then you're meeting people. We met some people that just had come to Zanzibar that same day, and they came and walked in, and they were from, like, I think Panama. And so then you just got to meet, different people, even if in your little circle that were from other places, not necessarily from here. So that was really good. Just doing something we hadn't done before. That was really, the food was good. So
That's awesome. I was also just reminded of having friends on the ground, especially if maybe they're American, as well as local friends. A neighbor, young brother, friend of ours, needed to renew his visa for here. And a mutual friend had said, oh, hit up Josiah and his family. They know a little bit more than me. Well, I only knew but so much as well now that we had our stuff stamped and everything, you know, kind of goes out of your head. And he was kind of freaking out about it a little bit. But I was able to connect him with someone else who's actually a local here working in immigration who had taken care of us. And so it actually worked out. Really, that's why our mutual was like, go to the Bradleys. He probably remembered we naturally, of course, worked with our local contact in immigration to get that all worked out. And as far as I'm concerned, he's since had that taken care of. But that suddenly came to mind of just like the connectivity and things like that and how it just works out. And so those are things to keep in mind when you're moving. And then of course, I think Dad's gonna have a lot to say about maybe arrival timeline, just a couple of things like police station, hospitals, and schools, like again, key sites. Those things are things that you wanna think about prior to moving. Did you have anything?
Sure. I guess the deal here is these things mostly happen to me in moving to cities in the United States.
So you just transfer the experience when you became an expat. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So when we talk about arrival timeline, we're saying when you arrive, it's one thing to have stars in your eyes and rose-colored glasses,
Which we had.
but you want to be intentional
Yes.
about taking care of certain things.
Yes.
First,
Your checklist.
prioritizing your checklist.
Yeah.
And so, and because these happened to me in American cities, and nothing bad happened, okay, don't get me wrong, but it created within me, when you look back over your life, you will find that there are lessons that can inform things that you're doing in the future, basically the breadcrumbs, okay, of success and what you can do. And so for me, I remember being in Peoria, Illinois, and I was new there. I was working for IBM, and I was driving home, and I only knew one way home. And there was a detour for whatever reason, and the police officer was waving people with the orange wand, you gotta go that way. And I literally tried to say to him, I don't know any other way home. And he's like, dude, I can't talk to you right now. You need to go that way. And so I eventually figured it out. And this was before GPS and cell phones, and no, this wasn't happening then.
MapQuest printouts.
Yeah, there was no, right. This wasn't even then, I don't think. But the point is, so what I'm saying is, you want to put together your urgent things first. So yeah, we talked about meeting people and local friends, but maybe you move up on your arrival timeline that in the first 2 to 4 weeks, you're gonna know where the police station is. That would have helped me in Rwanda, especially since it was just walking distance the other direction.
That's right, that was wild.
And where the local hospital is.
Can I say something on that?
Go right ahead.
We were living in California, and it's not funny, but I hurt my finger really bad.
Really
and,
bad.
We need to get to a hospital. I think we've been living there less than 6 months.
I think so.
Less than 6 months. And so we're going somewhere, and we saw a sign we thought was a hospital, got there, it really wasn't. It took us a little bit of time, but we found it. But it was like, that was just not something we even thought about, because we were used to where we used to live, which was Maryland. So we knew our surroundings.
Don't do that.
But you get somewhere and it's like, man,
Someplace
it
new.
never entered my mind. We better find out where a hospital is. It's like stores were easy, because right where
The
we were,
bank.
walking distance was a bank. Walking distance was a grocery store. All these restaurants. They
All
were
the
right,
fun
all the
stuff,
fun
right?
stuff was right in front of us. But I don't think I ever remember even passing a hospital. So that was interesting. So you want to make sure those things you want to really look into.
Priorities.
Yes.
So just think about it. If you were taking a flight somewhere, you don't want the pilot to suddenly think about what emergency procedures they're going to do when the emergency comes up. You're hoping that the pilot whoever she is or he is would have already gone through some kind of emergency checklist in flight school before or while on the simulator before they're actually at 20, 30,000 feet. Live your life like that. So you don't want to be on autopilot like, oh yeah, I know where the police station is. I know where the hospital is. No, you don't. And if you don't intentionally plan for where it's going to be, to find it, and to find a backup plan B also, then you're not going to be ready for it. The other thing is, of course, schools, things like that, whether it's because you have youngsters who are going to school, or whether it's a university for yourself or someone older, at least knowing where those, and fire department, knowing where these things are. So you slide those to the front of your arrival time line. You're not going on safari then, you're not going to the museum then, you're going to find these things. And then slowly in the second set of 6 weeks, you're going to try to find local friends, other expats, and things, because you already joined virtual groups before you left your or country of origin, right? But that's to give you an idea, and that's my response with regard to arrival time. Try to say that fast.
So you get our arrival timeline sheets in the workshop. Again, that's coming up in May. So you get our timeline sheets. You get question and answer time with us. You get a structured pathway of the 3 easy steps, mindset and identity for handling cultural shock and cultural immersion, budgeting, and of course, as we all said, research hacks, research tactics and methods that have served us. We think they will help you. Again, we've been living abroad almost 5 years now. Thankfully, we've been a team about it. And so you can access us via the workshop. The link is in the description of this video, along with the link for the Epic Expat Research Guide Daniel talked to you about, as well as for our members only. It was nice to have the members with us here. Watch the members channel, because we've got some new members only exclusive videos coming y'all's way soon. Whenever you join that, you get exclusive early videos, you get real estate tours, you get behind the scenes of the moves that we're making, news that we're hearing, and loads more classes and things like that. So you can look forward to some new stuff coming, members especially. So look alive for that. So
I have a question.
Yes.
Do we get ask them if they have a question? If you
Of
say
course.
no, if you say no, that's cool with me.
No, you know it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Deb.
No,
Are there any questions? We've been yapping. We'll hang out for a few more seconds, few more minutes.
And while you're thinking about that,
Go on.
oh shoot, it left my mind. Go ahead.
I just want to let you guys know, we said the workshop is coming up in May. If you happen to watch this and it's after May, don't worry about it. Check the link anyway, because we might have a new workshop on the way. So go ahead and check it anyway, even if we're beyond May when you watch this.
Evergreen, timeless link.
Yeah.
So like Josiah said, if you have a question, type it in now. And I think you only got about as much time as it takes me to say this, because I just remember what I had on the tip of my tongue, which is members only, folks. Please, I'd be interested in knowing, what do you want videos on? I mean, go ahead and just let us know, and we'll do videos on those things. And I know everybody knows what Josiah means when he says behind the scenes, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and that is, we'll go ahead and tell you more private information, like risks, R-I-S-K-S, risks that we are taking. When I say risk, I don't mean life risk.
No,
what I mean is, it's like, I'm trying to have fun.
Yes.
And that means looking into business, properties. That means doing things. Shoot, I even debated doing the skydive thing in Kendall Rocks, or stuff like that. It's like, So we really gonna tell you, we gonna tell much more and have told much more in members only than we do in the public. And I guess that's it, and we didn't get any questions, so.
No. So yeah, that's it for the live questions. Of course, if you have questions on the playback, put those in here. Just so you know, we do prioritize member questions because a lot of these guys have been sharing with us behind the scenes how close they are or you are to moving abroad. So we
That's true.
make sure to prioritize giving them a lot of our time because my aunt's already in El Salvador right now, and she's still in members only. In fact, I mean, I get it, she's my aunt, but still, she's still learning from us, and we're exchanging things in that community. It's not about how great we are, it's just about how great the experience has been, and we share it publicly here as well, but we're able to get more in depth, and it seems to be going well for members as the world changes and freedom of speech and things is being challenged. It's actually a lot safer and better to be doing things behind closed doors. So that's available for you. All the links to access us are in the description of this video. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Tracy, for all the help you've given
Yeah.
us.
Thank you, Ms. Tracy and Ms.
Thank
Sherry.
you, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Aunt Carla, as well, for all the help that you've given us. All right, guys, we're going to see y'all on the next video. See you in member. Oh, hold up. Who we got here? I can read a little bit better right here. Thanks for Tracy. Miss Tracy said great discussion. It was also, again, thank you, Miss Tracy and family for being in my production assistant film webinar. I can't believe that was in January. We halfway through March. But that was great. It was wonderful to see more of your family and be able to teach based off my filmmaking experience. And Scion, it is well. Independence is a good idea. Yes, it is. Thank you for the engagement. Happy Friday. See y'all later.